Loyalists made contributions to the Crown's war effort in the United States beyond simply direct involvement on a military basis. There was a certain amount of monetary compensation, quartering of soldiers, supplying of goods, etc., that took place via Loyalist forces in the United States that, although it isn't well documented, certainly had a great impact on the war effort in favor of the British. One prominent Loyalist by the name of Daniel Cox was able to help the British forces. He allowed them to use his land for military exercises. They quartered soldiers in his home. They used his home as sort of a makeshift command center, and they launched attacks from his property with both British regulars and Hessian mercenary forces. Now, the story of Daniel Cox is not an uncommon one. After British forces were soon eradicated from his area of New Jersey, his home was ransacked, and Daniel Cox was forced to flee to England. This became fairly commonplace once the tide of the war was turned, and British forces found themselves sort of on their heels against a rather imposing and well-led patriot military force. Now, Daniel Cox went in front of Parliament, or parliamentary legislation, in an attempt to claim compensation for financial losses which he accrued during the American Revolution, but found that only about 25% of what he claimed to have lost would have been compensated to him, and it was found that about 25% was the average, so to speak, of compensation which was provided by the Crown for Loyalist, both supply and spatial land related compensation from the war. This led to a lot of Loyalists being a bit frustrated, certainly feeling disenfranchised by the Crown, and feeling as though their effort and their sort of selfless contributions to the British war effort went unnoticed, and I'm sure it probably made them regret their decision along the way to some degree as well.